Okay, you are welcome. It's another time to discuss a discussion amongst parents, among those who have interest in children's education, among those who need to be able to see the next generation thriving. So here we are, and it's time to talk again. And here with me, I have Tunde Bello. Tunde Bello is my very good friend, but beyond that, he's an expert when it comes to financial management, and he runs Alexander Stephen IQ, among many other ventures. But beyond that, Tunde has a passion in developing the future generation. And so here we are today to talk about the children, about the looming lockdown, how it affects their education, and what parents can do to enhance the education of the children while all of this is happening in the horizon, especially as it concerns entrepreneurship education, financial management for the children. So Tunde, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Charles. It's good to connect with you again, and I hope you have been keeping safe. Good to see you.
Yes, I've been keeping safe, my brother, because we just have to do that for our families, for our children, so that everybody will be safe, and so that hopefully this whole thing can come and pass, and the life will be able to return to normal. But the question is, what kind of new normal are we looking at? That's the very big question. And that's what we are trying to resolve today. What kind of normal are we looking at, and how can we prepare the children for this new normal? So let's hit the ground running. The last time we had a chat on this platform, we talked about how we are all coping with having the children at home, having to be able to run homeschool, and having to also be able to work from home. That was the focus of our last time we were here. And today here we are. We want to be able to continue in that direction and continue along that line to be able to discuss further. So talk to me. How has it been between the last time we talked and today? And how are you able to go further?
You know why I'm laughing is because it doesn't seem like we are. It doesn't seem like we're going to get out of this. You know, in the sense that at the time when you think, okay, we're going to have some level of peace in quotes, or some level of success as regards the current situation that we find ourselves, you just discover that the more you have that inkling into, okay, it's going to be over, something else just come up, new numbers on the rise, new issues, riots, disagreement over economic policy, disagreement over when the economy should be open, misunderstanding of exactly what is it that we are battling with, and as well as come together to fight this head-on together, one direction or multiple directions with the same focus. But it seems that everything is haphazard. There seems to be no one way to the results that we are looking at, and to make it worse, we seem not to even agree on the fact that we have a problem. So that for me makes a whole lot of things very, very not nice. Let me put it that way, just to sound very mad. So the new normal that you're asking for, I'm not sure as a country or as a people we have even understood that this is it. You know, so particularly as regards what we are dealing with currently, the issue of children education. Let us not forget that the issue of education is also affecting the parents because you need to understand what you are teaching these children if you are at home. So it also means that our own education as parents is also paramount.
Yeah.
You know, our ability to understand technology security, learning development, differentiation of children. The children who are used to sitting in the classes, being taught directly, physically by the teachers, now they have to battle and figure it out with not seeing their teachers physically, sitting in their safety, in their comfort. My children like to lie in bed. I tell them, no, you have to stand up, go to the reading room, go to your room, go to a desk, go to a table, you know, sit down properly, dress up, behave like you're in class, just to give them that kind of environment, you know. But of course, not all children can learn that way. So it means that parents have to now understand learning part. And my concern is how we need to sit down and look at it that, okay, this is what has become our life now. So that's the new normal. A lot of people have disagreed, particularly from a particular end. But this is what we are battling with. It may go, it may not go, but this is the current situation. And we must agree that this is the current situation.
And there is no way we cannot agree that this is the current situation because it's actually staring everybody in the face. And looking at, you know, just like you rightly pointed out, we all are getting adjusted to several things. And I keep asking myself, so what next? So what next? So what next? And basically, I keep asking myself, what more value can I add to the life of the children while this whole situation persists? And that keeps bringing my thoughts towards the area of entrepreneurship development, financial management for the children, you know, because personally, I wouldn't want my children to make some of the mistakes that I might have made in the past as a parent when it comes to some of these issues. So this is your thought, this is your area of specialty, you know, entrepreneurship training, financial management training, and this is where your business revolves around. So talk to me, you know, now as a parent, how have you been able to navigate, you know, being able to get your children, you know, in line with this kind of knowledge, this kind of, especially now that we have them fully at home. Not that we've not been teaching them this all along, but now that we have them fully at home, are there strategies you're using to probably, you know, hasten this training so that they can be able to grab it before probably the next new normal, you know, comes up?
Yeah, Charles. The synopsis you gave now is the way it is. Okay, let me take it from the angle of personal experience. I've got 4 kids, twins, and the 2 other ones. The twins are in SS2. They are supposed to be writing a test, WAEC, or their senior school certificate exams by next month. You know, so it bothers me a lot that I have young, adults. They are 16 years, so and they are girls, so they are growing into ladies already, and currently they are in my office working. That's they work with me now. They resume 10 o'clock, close 4 o'clock, and they are being introduced into seeing the realities. We were discussing about their choice of education, their choice of discipline. One wants to study law, the other wants to study, I think, medicine or something. I can't remember, but a body of science and medical field. And I told them, see, all of these don't matter now anymore. Whatever you want to study now, it doesn't even matter anymore. What matters now is relevance and what brings food to your table and provide solutions to the world's problem. You know, because without having solutions, you can't have money. And because it is solution people pay for. And that is where the issue of entrepreneurship, personal development, financial literacy come in. You know, so for teenagers, for young ones, for children that are at home now, we need to start inculcating in them the value of money, the value of time management, the value of entrepreneurial development, the value of capacity development. We need to start showing them that the data we are buying for them comes from an effort. The money we are using to buy data, the money we are using to pay for subscription, the money we are using to pay their teachers even now comes from a value that we render or a solution that we provided. And you can't be a consumer all your life. And because that is one problem that we have as a nation, because we are a consuming nation. So we need to start producing. So if we want to profile solutions to that area of entrepreneurial development, we need to start now that everything seems to be different and new, even though it's not really new, but because it is not hitting everybody at the same time. First and foremost, we had a health problem. The health problem was being analyzed to show that, particularly from our end, that okay, if your immune system is high, you will not contract this virus. We're being told that okay, if the temperature, because of our weather, it will not affect us. If you are rich, if you are poor, it's becoming a lot of divide until it becomes a financial problem because businesses were not opened. People were losing their money. People were losing their jobs and all that. So because the cash flow is becoming small, the economy is contracting, the availability of opportunities are becoming smaller. The probabilities are becoming smaller. So we need to start teaching them. And one way we should teach them now is to first and foremost understand the issue of time management. Now, you see that because people are at home now, children are at home now, there seems to be a lot of overlooking of how time is fast spent because you're not going anywhere. The kids are not going to school. Normally, they wake up by 6, get ready, go to school on or before 7:30. They are in class. By 4 o'clock, they are back home. So it is structured. But now, because the online education they are even having now is not a full-time thing, because you have to look at the issue of data management and all that, even from the school end, the availability of personnel that can deliver all of these things. So we must teach them from the angle of time management and then, of course, money management to let them know that money made must be made to make more money. Money made must be made to make more money, because if you make money and the money is not making enough money or making additional money, it finishes, it depletes, because money has relative relevance to time. So if you keep money somewhere and it's not generating additional income, the money loses its value. So we need to teach the children how value of money is attained, how money is made, and to avoid wastages. Because you are not giving them the money physically or in currency or in notes and all that, they may not appreciate it. But the data you're buying for them, the laptop they are using, the fuel you're using to power the house for them to have power to use, the money you give to the teachers to teach them, all these things are quantified in financial and monetary terms. They must understand how this comes. Sometimes my children will tell you, okay, Daddy, let's put on the generator. And I tell them there is no fuel. And one of them will like, why is there no fuel? You know, so they feel like there should be fuel. And I tell them, see, it's not because there's no fuel, it's because there's no money to buy the fuel. So you need to understand that if there's no fuel, there is a root cause for not having fuel. And that root cause is no money. And what is the root cause of no money? Because there is no job, there is no work. And what is the root cause of no work? The pandemic we are currently facing. So by the time we analyze all of that to them, they will begin to understand the trend. that, okay, oh, so because of this pandemic, because of this staying at home, because of if so until we begin to teach them, so they won't take responsibility. And anybody that doesn't take
Yeah.
responsibility will not know how to value time, will not know how to value money. So that's the first thing we must take them. And we must also teach them how to avoid wastages. What are they using the data for? Is it for the proper education that they are supposed to use it for? Or they are using it for something else? Is it for just chatting, playing games, and all those things? By the time they understand that wastage is not about throwing away things, it's also about not managing things or abusing the uses of things. For example, you have class 10 to 11. When you distract yourself between that 10 to 11, you have lost value, you have lost money, you have lost time. It's wastages. So they begin to see wastages as if you don't waste, you save. And when you save, you have more. So if you conserve energy, for example, if you conserve data, for example, if you manage data, for example, you have more to use. So from that little aspect of life, we must begin to teach these children, these young ones, that the reason why I am telling you to do this is because of this. In some other aspect, it is called design thinking. Ability to evaluate what you want to do and look at the result from before you start doing that thing.
Yes.
So once our children are being taught that, we begin to build in them that consciousness that wastages, managing it, ensuring that you don't waste data, you don't waste time, you don't waste fuel, you don't waste your books. You are actually saving for yourself and promoting longevity. You're actually giving yourself room to remain relevant more. So, financial management, financial literacy, time management, value management, organizing yourself are part of education. And if we just neglect it and just facing mathematics, facing phonetics, facing science and grammar and all that, we will be building smart children but not intelligent ones. They will, if you ask them what is adjective, they will tell you. But what is the applicability of adjective? What is the value of that adjective? They won't know. So if you tell them to read nursery rhymes, they will read it. If they show you their results, you will see them coming first and second. But beyond that, the value of that education, and these are the things that we must inculcate in that value. And as it is now, it is our responsibility as parents now turning to teachers. And that is that aspect of that total capacity development that we must introduce to these children, Charles.
I totally agree with you that if we teach them to pass all the mathematics, pass all the literacy, pass all the social studies, pass all the academic work, and we do not teach them the rudimentary of day-to-day living, we do not teach them the rudimentary of financial management, we do not teach them the rudimentary of entrepreneurship development, we might actually be doing them a disservice. I totally agree with you. And, just like you pointed out, giving your children tasks in the office, I tell you, it's a very great way because when I was growing up as a little boy, while I was still in primary 4, one of the things that I learned quite early, because my primary school then was very close to my father's business place. So immediately school is over, I will go over to his business place, and I will hang out there until the close of work. He will now drive me home. So quite early from primary 4, I started seeing the business world. I started seeing entrepreneurship. I started seeing, how to be able to gain value by giving out value. So I think that is one thing we must do for our children. I think that is one thing that if we don't do it for them, we're actually denying them a whole lot. And the other day I was discussing with my wife, I think there's a tendency for us to shelter our children these days much more than our own parents sheltered us when we were growing up. I mean, we seem to
totally.
Yeah. We seem to be overprotective this time around. We seem so scared of allowing the children to be able to probably try out some things, make some mistakes, and be able to correct themselves. For me, I think that that is one area that we must be able to lay emphasis. For example, my daughter wants to buy a bicycle, and I told her that really, the cost of the bicycle. Yeah, we made inquiries, we found out the costs, and one thing we have agreed is that you need to read XYZ number of books, and not just baby books, but this time around, business books, leadership books, because I belong to a book club where we review a book every week. So I have co-opted her into it, and as I'm reviewing the book, I'm reviewing it with her, because I think that there is actually no time. This is the time for them to start growing up. It's the time for them to start growing up. So I totally agree with what you're doing, and I think is a template that some parents out there can also be able to leverage on and be able to see what they can do. Then, go ahead.
Let me cut you. Sorry to cut you because of our time. A lot of people may not have the opportunity we have to be our own bosses. Where we have our own office, where our children can go and practice and learn. Another, for example, I run a consulting firm where people come around, ask questions, data management, data analysis, interpretation of data, and data security, and all that. It's good for me because I have that opportunity, and I've dreamt about it even 15 years before now, that my children shouldn't have work issues. Immediately they have holidays, we put them to work. You analyze this bank statement, analyze this receipts, go to DSCD office, go and pay the receipt, capture it, go to the market, buy this food stuff. Like you said, we overprotect these children. And honestly speaking, you'll be shocked the amount of potential these children have if we allow them to make that mistake. And it brought me to something that I'm trying to do now, I call it fail fast.
Yes.
Because if we delay their failures in learning, we are actually jeopardizing their future and denying the country a faster solution to our problem.
Exactly.
If we are, look at the NYC program, for example, Charles. I mean, since 48 years, we've been doing NYC for 48 years. I mean, that's about my age. 48 years we've been doing NYC as a national program. For God's sake, what have we done? What have we gotten from that program? How many people can we say a product of NYC who has gone from developing this product or developing this solution and making it a national product or a national solution? None. So we're just basically going to jump ropes, then coming back, collecting 30,000 every month, and then coming back for 12 months, and then they say, what did you do? You say you've got to sell your fatherland. I mean, in what capacity? I'm not don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to discredit. I'm just saying that for good 48 years, government has committed a certain amount of money, a certain number of persons managing this program for 48 years. And here we are. So if you can take your room, if you have 2 bedrooms, if you have 1 room, if you can take a corner of your room for your child, create a desk, put a textbook, put a notebook, give them assignments, let them take stock of what they have in the house. How many clothes do you have in the house? How many plates do we have in the house? How many fish? How many? Just give them tasks that task their brain, their ability to think. Okay, after 2 days, go back, take the stock. What happened? What is missing? They begin to see the need for responsibility. They begin to see that's entrepreneurship. Now, okay, this one is spoiled. Can you do it? Can you fix it? I know that there are some things that we can avoid. We cannot allow them to touch maybe some very expensive gadget and all that. But there are some other things, basic things, following us to the market, following us to calculate, following us to write minutes of meeting. As we are sitting down, we come back, let them develop minutes of meeting. You're teaching them how to do business plan. who said this, who said that, when, and all that. These are, news is being cast. Tell them to take notes. These are things that we can begin to teach these children. If not, they'll be rusty, and we're going to produce children that are not just responsible. So I pray our children will be responsible, but we need to work towards it. And like you said, the parent must fix themselves first. Like I always say, fix yourself first. We must, anywhere we are deficient, let's try to sort that area. Our ability to understand, to perceive, to observe, to ask questions, and to study and take note of what is going on, the development around our children, their languages, their friendship, their association, their network, their learning pattern, and all that. These are how we can help ourselves to become better. And you can't give what you don't have. So I'm not talking about mathematics now. Honestly, I'm not talking about mathematics. I'm not talking about English. I'm not talking about commerce. These things we can read them up to our own level of understanding. But beyond that, we need to now develop a total child. And the way we can develop a total child is to admit that, okay, this is the new normal. We are now the teachers of our children. We are no more just parents. We are now teachers academically and even personally. We are now their teachers. So I think we will do ourselves a lot of good once we understand that, and then we can channel a path towards developing that.
All right, that's where we are. We are now the teachers of our own children. So basically what we are looking at is any parent out there, from what we have just discussed, can you be able to look at your child and say, what task can I give you today? Can you look around the house and give the child a task that will be able to help the child put his or her mental powers into action? That's what we're talking about today. This is beyond academics. It's beyond books. It's being able to help the children have a total all-round development. This is just our observation as parents, and based on our different lines of endeavor, different lines of businesses. These are what we think that parents can be able to, be able to help their children accomplish, especially because this is not just theory. It's also something we are trying out in our families. And Tunde Bello, my friend here, has been into this line of business for several years now. Financial management, consulting in that area. And of course, myself, I've been into entrepreneurship development for quite a number of years now. And of course, I also grew up in an entrepreneurial family. And definitely, I want my children to be able to grow up having those entrepreneurial skills, because, like Tunde has said, it pays to give the child options. It pays to help the child know that there are options you have in life. You can even employ yourself. This is the crux of the matter. That is where we have seen ourselves. I mean, we can't run away from the realities, but we can be able to put the realities to be able to serve us. And that's the point of these discussions we're having. That's the point why we are recording our thoughts so that people can share along with us. That's the point where we think that parents can be able to keep the fire of learning burning, both academically, through what the school is doing online and all of that, but also supporting the children at home by, looking at it widely. So wherever you are and you're seeing this discussion, you're hearing it, I'd like to encourage you that you need to look at the children once again. If you have children around you, look at them once again. What can they do while they are still at home to be able to task their brain, put their brain into action? Yeah, Tunde, while we wind down this discussion, do you have some parting thoughts before we knock it off for today?
Yes, basically, Charles, it has to do with this new normal. I want to let parents know that, me inclusive, that this is going to be a long walk to freedom. We do not have solution. We have disagreement about vaccine and all that. I don't know where we stand. We have issues as regards local solution to this worldwide problem. Now, you have to also consider the fact that most people in the urban areas put their kids in private schools. But unfortunately, even the private schools, are controlled by the public policies. So
yes.
where the public schools are not even able or currently ready to apply the online education system,
Yes.
it's going to delay the people who are ready to roll. Now,
exactly.
imagine if my kids go to private schools actually, and they are attending online classes. And I was asking them, I said, okay, now this class you are attending, what class is it? Is it a continuous assessment class? Is it a normal class? Is it just to keep you busy? Are you writing exams after admission? Which exams are you writing? Are you writing WIEC? Because you can't, the WIEC you're writing is a public policy-based examination. You understand? So the government must sit down now and pass to decide where are we headed? Are we going to have money voted into public school development towards technology so that they can meet up with the private school counterpart? So that we are on the same page. If not, some children will be more developed than the other. And those ones that are not developed will cause problems for the country. This is what we must look at now. The courts, the majority are in the public schools. So government must come out with a policy that help the public school to grow fast, as if not the same level with private school, which I doubt, but at least something that is close so that everybody can move in the same direction. We don't know when we are going to resume. They say the people who are writing exams should resume. How many parents are so comfortable releasing their children into all of this? Let's not be like we are not having a problem. We have a problem. Yes, we have a problem. So we should come together, provide solution to this national problem. So that we are not rotting away in some things that we believe doesn't exist. And time is fast going. That's what I want to say. Everybody must put their hands together. Let's work together to make sure that our children are developed all rounded so that as a nation we can produce sound solution providers. That's my take. That's my picture. Thank you for your time.
Yes, as parents, we need to take serious interest in what our children is going through in preparation for the future ahead of them. Yeah, so, and like Tunde rightly pointed out, a situation where the minority who are ready must wait for the majority who are not yet ready. It doesn't augur well for the development of the children. So wherever you are as a parent, know that whatever you can, one angle you can look at, some financial skills, some entrepreneurial skills, some accounting skills, some auditing skills, parent. So it's been a wonderful time having you here today. Thank you so much. We look forward to more.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is a very wonderful.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, thank you so much. Our country where we live, we have to battle with network, battle with so many things. It's a battle here, but then we are ready for the battle. We have to make it work. Thank you so much, Tunde. It's been nice having you around today. Very regards to your family, your daughters, and your.
Thank you, child. God bless. Thank you.
God bless you richly. Yeah, all the way. Bye.
All right. Thank you.